Again, time has dawned. Things have changed. Especially this enclosure. I'm gonna keep switching back and forth in the dialogue, I really don't know, but I've upgraded the post-Zeus enclosure to add a tarp as well as the backdrop, so it looks a little bit better. So this is the tarp that I was speaking about that I was gonna do. Actually, I don't think I actually mentioned that I was gonna do it. But look, he's having fun. He's going over the shade. Because it gets hot out here. It gets really hot in Savannah. As well as I started to do what I mentioned I was going to do in the last episode, which is these random bricks. But like I said, there's going to be a pathway that goes through them, which we'll see more of that later. But we're going to crash into this wall. As well as building up to a point where we start outlining our next builds, aka this big one being a hotel. As well as deciding to actually name the female dodo. Because your boy forgot to do that in the last episode, but I won't forget today. But a key component in this episode is what's inside this chest right here. Not this axolotl hiding sideways, but something more. We're now flying into the chest. And as well as going to decide what are we going to do inside of this weird statue thing here. Could it be an aquarium? Could it be a terrarium? It could be both. Guess we'll have to find out in this episode of So you're probably wondering what today's plans are for this episode of Today of Things of Today of Going to Be a Today of Going to Be this episode. Well, neither do I. Welcome back, people. I hope people like the new intro because it's going to stay for a while. And eventually, we will get every dinosaur a intro. Let me eat this hamburger. And also go downstairs and turn off the iron farm because I realized that it's been going on for this long. And that's probably why it's making this area super duper laggy. Have us give mercy. Oh, it fixed the issue immediately. We already have enough iron. We were running out of iron, so we needed to boot it up. But I think what I'm gonna do, and it might not be on screen, it might be a little speed build, is do a tree farm because respectfully we need to have a tree farm, as well as a speed build for the zinc farm because respectfully we need those as well. But most importantly, if we run this way, you Mr. Fly, we'll never find Mr. Fly. If we step over here, as you can see, everything the light touches is ours. Real ones understand that reference. But today we really do two things. One, build the hotel. Yes, this will be our hotel. Or two, build this. Which, why am I saying this? Because it will be a half terrarium, half aquarium, half whatever I want it to be, arium. And it has to do with these nerds. Whoa. So, I actually looked it up. They all have certain patterns from 0 to 6, as well as different colors from 0 to 6, as well as something else different from 0 to 6 with an Easter egg for the little terrapin. So that's what my goal is today, is to get those guys going, as well as maybe an alligator gar, nautilus area. But I kind of want to keep everything centralized in regards to where I want everything. Yes, this area is not really like anything crazy in regards to this is a triceratops enclosure, and then right next to it is a postosuchus, which technically have no time frame. But when it comes to the little mobs, I do kind of want to have them in a ruffle. What's a ruffle? I do want to have them roughly in an area kind of similar. So I'm thinking, and this is a brainstorm here, we have obviously this walkway here. Now once we get in here, I think I might actually make a little big door, and then it will actually be a weird pattern. So it goes through here, cuts over here, cuts through here, goes through here. You know, just has a weird squiggly pattern, kind of like a maze, and then eventually it leads out to this side right here. But also, halfway through, you have a second floor, which will allow us to put more creatures in. And the goal being in this area to have it look like a lush cave biome. So I'll just put everything hanging through and change the decorations and the decor on the outside. But not only that, this right here, this is just a temporary thing. but eventually we'll have a walkway where you can go all the way up to the top. What will be at the top? I don't know. Maybe another restaurant. It will be called the Treetop Terrace. I don't know, but whoa. Aurora Borealis is out because of the full moon. Change that in the shader settings. But that is probably our goal today. If not, do a hotel. Now we have two options for a hotel. We either have one of our own or the PoetPlays hotel, because this series has been very, and I mean very, inspired by his whole Let's Play. But with all due respect, his hotel is a little bland. But perhaps what we could do is recreate the hotel and then, you know, add my little spin to it. So maybe you can do that. But as you see here, there's a tarp. Kind of like a real life thing. It's really hard to do triangles in Minecraft and have them look nice. So I think this is as best as we can do it. So we have cast iron mesh as well as everything else over here. And then the rope to have it to where it looks like it's actually being connected by rope. But also it's still being supported over here. As you can see, the backdrop over there. Hopefully, yeah, the backdrop over there. So I think it looks a little bit better. It is way better for screenshots. As well as, if we jump over here, he's somewhere. Oop. Actually, this might be him over here. Sir? How did you get out? Need to go back in. How did he get out? Honk. ECP. How did he get out? Perhaps he went over here, hopped on this, hopped on this, and then hopped on this. Okay, that's probably exactly what happened. We solved the issue. Throw that away. Where else? Could he go on this? 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 Okay, you do that here too. Perfect. We gotta destroy that. Or he can actually come from over here. Do you think he knows parkour? Do you think he can jump on that? He's really smart. We don't know. We also need names for that little dude. Which I believe he's a dude, actually. So, and he's still growing because I've decided to keep moving him every time we do stuff off camera. Because he's our little baby. Actually, you know what? Before we do anything, we need to see if these nerds are still alive. With the night vision off, I can already tell that one of them has escaped. But Karen is here and she's fully grown, as well as Scurry. It seems like Barney wanted to take after his other siblings, because he's over here. Where's he at? I just saw him on the mini-map. There he is! He's on the run, people! Mr. Barney, are you looking for your siblings? Trust me, I've tried. Is that the reason? Barney? Karen? Scurry. Everyone's still here, so that's good. So yeah, that's the plans for today. Obviously, I've added the archway that we always do. Really don't know why I do these. It's kind of based off the Japanese stuff, but you know, I think it looks cool. It also just has it to where it breaks up the monotony of just path. But I'm also realizing with the night vision being off, this area is very dark, as well as this area, so we need to add more light. So I'll do that in my off time, as well as add light over here, and eventually find out what we're going to do here. I think I'm going to build a fountain. We can also speed build that too. So there'll be 3 speed builds in this episode, and I believe that'll be it. But you'll be there for the thought process for that enclosure over there. We've also did the outline for the backstage area over here. So it goes all the way back over here, then connects with this. I've also decorated it so it's actually textured throughout all of them, as well as the road. Decided to change this up because I actually like this a little bit better. And that's pretty much it when it comes to stuff that I've done off camera. Nothing too crazy. Everything's roughly still the same. I'm so cool. Everything's still roughly the same. We are running out of food, so we need to find a solution for our food problems that is not boring. We're not trying to have regular steak or regular bread. We want that farmer's delight jazz. And sadly, for some reason, these nerds haven't replenished their things. So I don't know why that's the case. And I've tried all 3 of them and they're not doing it. So I don't know. Maybe we need to get the other guy, because I know there's another dude as well. Also, forgot to mention, we also installed another mod that allows us to have more villager jobs. So we have the blueprint villager. I think that's the ocean villager, which these guys give me a random amount assortment of things. I have a feeling that these guys are also suffering from the same issue of not replenishing their actual resources. So I really don't know what that's about. Maybe I just need to be in the area with them for like a full day and they reset. I don't know. But yeah. So let's get down to what we need to do for this episode. Now you're probably wondering, who is PoetPlays? PoetPlays was originally a Minecraft YouTuber turned into a variety, but has been pretty much vacant from the YouTube scene for quite a while. Also well known for his Minecraft Dinosaur series. When I was a little jit, I used to watch this man all the time. I kid you not, he was actually the first people I watched when I was little. So seeing him now gone has brings travesty to my heart. But in this man's honor, I'll bring his hotel back in brand new shape. But we have one glaring issue. How do we build this hotel right here? This is a horrible screenshot that I found, but we also have this picture right here of him actually building the building. But it's in the background and he actually hasn't built it yet. But I found this episode, which is him building the actual building. So we'll take this video, I'll watch it, as well as probably the rest of his episodes because it's been a while, and decide to show you the end results there of building it, as well as make a schematic for you to download later. And now this is what it looks like. I think it looks amazing. Now obviously we haven't done the top part, but this is the outside / inside bit, and it looks pretty much accurate to what it looks like inside. I even got it down to the actual windows, which you might have saw during the little speed montage thing. I don't know if it did time lapse or not, but we have scratch grass. So everything is matching, other than, you know, the random torches and, you know, me adding the texture of the cracked stuff there. It looks identical. Now, if I were to judge, this looks weird. What is this? We're going to the wall. But I understand the purpose there is to be able to access the stairs at any direction. So even if you came from over here, you could go over here. We get the purpose. But what's gonna happen, like I said in the beginning half before we started all this, I'm just gonna build it up entirely, make a schematic, and then post the original one, and then I will do my own thing to it. So let that be known. While getting more resources for the actual doohickey, the hotel, I ended up finding 2 alligator snapping turtles, which I have one in my hand. I don't know where the other one went, but they're huge, and they also have an attitude. Look, I'm gonna place this guy down. Look, he's chill right here. I thought I could pick him up with a bucket. Let's look it up. Alligator. Nope, can't pick him up with a bucket. So I thought you could. This guy is not happy. Look, you get close, he just keeps going. And look, he'll fall on land to get you, bro. Those are my bones he broke earlier. Look at him. He's got an attitude. I said get. So we just pick him up. No, probably gonna teleport him back. But I gotta find out where the other one is. So for right now, oh my god, it looks like he's flying. He's gonna go in here. Do we have a name tag? Yeah. We're gonna name this guy Snappy. Yoink. Oh, whoa. Alligator only in name. His name is now Snappy. Well, it is complete. Not really. I haven't done the signs on this side, but I just wanted to show this off just to show the progress. Also, the Postasuchus is definitely getting bigger. That might actually just be his regular size. Really don't know. But I guess we'll find out when he gets bigger. Actually, how old is he? Let's look. He's only 9 and he's still happy. So that's good. I think the new tarp looks amazing. And I might add more to some other enclosures, but we'll see when the time comes. So eventually I'll still have to put these guys around. But the interior is pretty much done. Only thing we're missing is these nerds. Also, I did put the carpet back here, which is technically not accurate, and this is also technically not accurate. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. I will say this will be a 95% accurate. I'm still missing some pieces over here. And I need to add stuff here, but other than that, we need to add the 2 employees that were in the in the series. I think this first. I guess it's the first time making a iron golem. I think Hank is he was born. So these are the 2 workers. And if we go upstairs, we have this, which doesn't have the doors in, but is matching to the recent episode from episode 143. This is also matching. Everything matching. No doors. Then this, which is horrendous. This is also matching. Also this piece matching. And if we go all the way up here, we have this. Oop, it's not supposed to be there. Which is also matching. It has, I don't know why it's so laggy. Oof, this is what shaders do. I think I'm gonna tune the shaders again. And we have this, which will be the jacuzzi. So I think I'm gonna keep doing this for a while. I might actually just end this part here and start building that. I don't know, but we'll find out. But I just wanted to show you the progress here. And that looks pretty much amazing. All right, future me here in regards to timeline wise, because I'm already ahead in the future. Technically, this is the past by the time you're seeing this video. Either way, obviously I left off at the point that we have finished, say we as in me, finished this hotel and have kind of did the inside of it, and I've made the copy of it. Sadly, the copy doesn't have the stairs, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm too lazy to go in and do everything over again. But I was talking at the very end that I was going to do something in here, but decided that we're not going to do that. We are going to finish this episode with adding the upgraded to the hotel. Now, I'm going to sit over here and preface a few things. Ooh, look at me do a flip. Let me walk over here. Have the thing in the background. A few things. One, this is not to disrespect PoetPlays. I believe this building is actually pretty unique. And to be honest with you, when I actually show you the video in creative before we actually do the speed building of it with the schematic cannon, it was very troubling trying to figure out how to make a hotel with these dimensions. Now, that doesn't mean it's like, oh, it's because the building is horrible. You know, I saw an Instagram reel not too long ago implying that, you know, in the beginnings of Minecraft, everyone was like, whoa, these buildings are so cool. And when I was a little kid, when I saw this, I thought this was really cool too. Obviously nowadays things are different, you know, and I am an artist myself. I haven't been drawing in a hot minute, but I'm very critical when it comes to things I want to build. So I will show you what I've done to the building, and to be honest with you, it was really hard. All right, so as you can see, this is the final concoction of what I'm going to be building today. I obviously have left a few things out, but that's mainly just because I want to do that in the survival world, and I'm not really going to do a lot. And the goal was to kind of keep it as similar as possible to the original PoetPlays building. This is simply the copy that I will have in the link description below, so you can be able to get the copy of this as well. But like I said, there are a few errors, and technically it doesn't copy the floor, but you know, you put a little bit of elbow grease in there, it should be fine. I also have done the inside of that, but I won't show that because that will be a next episode thing. But today, my goal is to get this episode out on Thursday. So, as you can see here, this is the whole building. It is pretty much identical in shape. The only thing that is added on is probably outside struts, as well as this little gift shop area. But everything else is pretty much well contained. I try to split it up into sections because, like I said, I was trying to keep the same kind of style. So I do feel like it's got windows and you know, stuff like that. It still has the stone slabs and all that jazz, and it still has the jacuzzi up top. But it even has, like, you know, a little, you know, on top of buildings they always have like that little weird building part. So the whole attire for the building is really good. I will just show off the bottom floor real quick. This looks amazing. I think I'm gonna add more lighting into it, but I might do that in the survival series. But this looks beautiful. I do actually like how I put everything in regards to keeping the red carpet going and having a fossil wall that continues all the way up to the very top. So, and I'm trying not to show a lot because I want to show that in the survival. So, and I even added the part where you go over here and the iron golems will be lower so they actually can't get out. Also, a little intermediate here from editing me. I know I mentioned in the beginning of this episode that I was going to do a bunch of things, but at the end of the day, we're just going to be doing this hotel. Everything else will be done later on in the next episode. I do apologizing for misleading things, but I'm respectfully not going to go back and change anything in the editing process. But we do end up naming the dodo, and I will do anything else that I've mentioned either off screen, which is like the miscellaneous stuff like the tree farm, but the actual terrarium aquarium area will be done in the next episode. So stay tuned. Yay! I think I mentioned in the beginning that there was going to be other stuff in here. It's probably just going to be this last part, and that is it. Mainly just because I believe we're getting under 30 minutes, and I want to get this video out. So, time lapse. Well, well, well. As you can see, building is now complete. Now, it is missing some stuff here and there, but I will put that in and that will be talked through, technically shown in the beginning of next episode's time-lapse. In regards to, not time-lapse, the beginning of the video. The new intro, you know what I'm talking about. But, as you can see, this is the bottom floor. Obviously, there's missing decorations, and eventually I'll put those in. But, as far as it goes here, everything else is situated. This is obviously the walk-in room, heavily based on PoetPlays' original thing. As well as this little gift shop to add, not it just being a giant square. Once you go upstairs, a painting will be put right here, as well as right here. So you have a view both of the water, as well as, future stuff to go over here, as well as the enclosure for the, Posasuchus. We go upstairs, we have another area which will have another thing for paintings, as well as this cool little window that's up here. We'll have decor here as well, which is matching on the other side. Obviously, like I said, the rooms are not decorated, but they do have windows. We go up to the last flight of stairs, and we are now at the very top of the building, which has windows on each side, as well as a better view to the Posasuchus, as well as the ladder up to the actual front, as well as the biggest room in the house with a jacuzzi see-through of water. Technically, this is probably violating somebody's rights in regards if someone's going to use that pool, but we're on a lonely park. So, that is pretty much it. Now, with that being said, that is literally it for the rest of this video. I need to get this video out soon because I want to stay consistent. So, with that being said, like and subscribe for more content like this. I know that this video wasn't really any jam-packed with anything crazy, but to be honest with you, it is what it is at the end of the day. So, don't forget to like, subscribe for more content like this. Hope to see you in the future. And just remember, have a majestic day.